Hey, how's it going, everybody? I heard from our friend Michael Jack, just like what's next, Jamie, long time subscribers. And it was good to hear from Michael. Like it's always good to hear from Jamie, like it's always good to hear from a lot of y'all. Um, and there's some that I've, heard from months ago and would love to hear from y'all again. It just feels good to commune with all of y'all. So let's get on to what Michael said. Let's get to the. So I just did the video, just got through doing one. And Michael came on and said, also, we know that sports are rigged. The Phoenix Suns just made the NBA championship series, awaiting potentially the Milwaukee Bucks. While many of us thought the ring solar eclipse suns was important last year, followed by the buck moon. True. Yeah, that was in July, right? All of that predictive programming works in 2021 just as much as it did for 2020. Very good. I'm continuing to watch for the Trump event. There's a Trump rally in Sarasota, Florida on July 3rd. And y'all, that was one of our dates that came up when we, on the previous video, what the new illness is called, DELTAVARIANT. Well, in Gematria, you get the date of July 3rd. Well, there's a Trump rally in Sarasota, Florida on July 3rd at the Sarasota Fairgrounds. That's something else I need to look up. The address for the fairgrounds is 3000 Ringling Boulevard, named after the Ringling Brothers Circus. There's a lodge 346, which half mile away from fairgrounds. There was an active situation at these fairgrounds March 2021. Okay. My hunch. I'll discuss the tennis ritual going on, but I believe, hold on, did we read both? Yes. I'll discuss the tennis ritual going on, but I believe that the red horse is ever so close. In 2012, the Summer Olympics, this is Michael again, during the medal ceremony for tennis, the American flag fell down, surrounded by the Russian and Belarus flags. Earlier this week, Serena Williams left her match against a Belarus player due to an injury with the score 3-3. Of course, we know 33 is their number. There are major NATO Navy drills currently ongoing in the Black Sea called Sea Breeze 2021. That would be something to Gematria. The Russians are also conducting major military maneuvers in the area. A need to discuss the predictive programming in Operation Blackjack and the BBC Fox World War III documentary from a few years ago. The staged WW3 is very close. Wow. So that really hit home. Sure enough, there's the Trump rally in Sarasota. And when I did Sarasota, Get Smart came up, and I'm actually watching the movie Get Smart right now. But that's really all that came up for Sarasota. But when I keyed in, I thought about Sarasota FL. And by the way, that's how Michael wrote it. But you get trumpets, yeah. But you get Trump is dead. So let's pause and keep searching. Now, when you look at iPet Goat, you get that 4th of July, New Year's Eve, Day of the Dead kind of flavor, all kind of mixed together. And we'll go and take a look at that. I was going to do iPet Goat a run through tonight. It's been so long. And but we also get November 9th, which is 11/9 or 9/11. And in Gematria, it comes to 1109, which is pretty strange. That's Jewish Gematria. You get President's Day. You get July 11th also. Something could happen then. Hang on. And that's really it. But Donald Trump is dead or whatever. That's pretty strong. Now, we've been through all this before. We've jumped through all these hoops last year. And nothing came of it. So I don't get too excited about it anymore. And again, it really, to me, feels like 2022 because it's the year of the tiger and the Eye of the Tiger song. And, you know, the girl's got a tiger on her back. An iPet Goat. There's just so much about 2022, which is fine. It doesn't matter. But we're going to keep an eye on everything. And so I have them all in order, any date that we think of. But here's the thing, like Thunderball equals July 5th in Gematria and iPet Goat eyebrows / in Bush's eyebrow. I got that from a YouTube site. I forget who it was, but I shared it with y'all at the time. But the thing about July 3rd, July 4th, July 5th, that is all about Sirius the Dog Star, which is their big, that's their big deal. And it's coded into so many movies. They'll have a dog in a movie. But I came across something not too long ago that I watched. It was from Angel White, if I'm not mistaken. That was from Phineas Temporis or something like that, which I think they're all artificial intelligent YouTube channels. And they really broke down Michael J. Fox. And Doc came on his show. Michael J. Fox had a show, a TV show in his adult life, way past, you know, it was like a 90s show or late 90s show. And Doc came on there and he said he was God. And he had a tie on that had the sun with a face on the tie. And he kept pointing to it. And he said, "I'm God." And it's a very well done video. But it's all about Sirius the Dog Star. And July 3rd and July 5th, I mean, at the Trump rally on July 3rd, well, if he goes down on the 3rd, he would spiritually rise out of the abyss on the 3rd day. Which again, Sirius the Dog Star. So, and they keep talking about The Weeknd. That was the guy's name that did the Illuminati halftime show. His name was The Weeknd. Well, Saturday's definitely The Weeknd. And, or does it go down on the 3rd and he dies on the 5th? I don't know. And we'll be going through this every time. Every time we get near a date, anytime we get near a Trump rally, we'll be looking for stuff that clues us to when it could be the event. And that event is so important because it will close out the crowning ritual. and it will move us. It'll close out the white horse, and it will move on to the red horse. Well, I shouldn't say it like that, because the red and black horse and pale horse all work together. The white horse too. Let's just say that we will be moving on from the white horse to the red horse, but the white horse, of course, is still in play. It doesn't shut the other horse off. But the ritual will move on to encompass then the red horse. That will kick off the war. And I Pet Goat truly shows us that. Let's go ahead and do I Pet Goat now. I'll put it in the title, July 3rd, event date, I Pet Goat. All right, let's do it. All right, sound's off and it's super fast. I got it as fast as it can go. And we know that this is telling us the, because Bush was in the classroom during 9/11 and they were reading The Pet Goat or something like that. And then we know that artificial intelligence put out this video telling you when the next 9/11 or when the twin Trumps will go down. The twin Trumps are the Twin Towers. The Twin Towers represented the twin Trumps, straight out of Revelation 13, of course, but more so Revelation 17, verses 10 and 11. There are 7 kings, 5 have fallen, and one is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short space. When he comes, that's the one World Trade Tower rising back up as the Antichrist, and the tower points as above, so below. And the North Tower and the One World Trade Tower both have the horn on top of it. And it is known as a telecommunications tower. Of course, that ties into the technology. So it's called I Pet Goat. AI put this out. AI is Q. Q is AI. And we will show you that they are telling you that. And it's got the money sign. You see the money sign there. And when you look at, we got a picture of Biff, don't we? We got a picture of Biff with that money sign. If I can't find it right away, maybe it's not a money sign. It looks like it's just a T. No, there's the money sign. I thought it was. There's the money sign right there. And they told you, this is from Back to the Future 2. And they told you Back to the Future 2 was based off Donald Trump. And the theme song for The Apprentice or Celebrity Apprentice was Money, 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 Money by the OJs. So there it is. And that, of course, is the spirit of Satan. You see the reptilian type skin. But he's telling you who his boy is. His boy's Trump, the money guy, the billionaire from Gotham, like Bruce Wayne, the billionaire from Gotham, fighting crime. Just like 007. There are 7 kings, 5 have fallen. And Trump is the 07 and the 08. The 8th is of the 7. And 007, fighting crime, fighting those that want to take over the world. Trump, deep state, cabal, fighting crime, fighting those that want to take over the world. Then you get the D on top of the hat. That stands for Donald. So he is representing Donald. You see the letters I am Q. The letter I, the letter M, the letter Q. When you say it quickly, I am Q, I am Q, I am Q. They're telling you that AI is Q, that AI did this video. The shark on the chalkboard is the beast out of the sea. And there is Donald. This is representing the successions of presidents. Bush will morph into Obama, which then morphs into Trump. and they are all representing Trump. You know, when you take these intelligence tests or math tests, they'll give you a series of numbers and they'll say, what's the next number? And you have to figure it out. And so you know that this is really about Trump, as they're giving you the first two presidents. So there's the beast out of the sea, who of course is the D, the Donald. And there's a 7 and a 5 in the eyebrow. There's a 5 upside down 5 and the number 7. I didn't come up with that. I got that from another YouTube site, and I cannot think of who it is, but I like them, and they seem very genuine. And they never seem to tell you anything that's not true. And they have tons of subscribers, so I don't think that everybody with tons of subscribers is controlled opposition. Let's continue. You know, you see here, you know, you got the oil spill, you've got the hurricane, you've got 9/11 all pinned up there. But there's the dark winter. That's why I always think that he's going down on Valentine's Day, because of the hearts that's on his chest that we'll get into. And, you know, it would coincide with a dark winter. I think the internet will be down during this dark winter time with cyber attacks. I don't truly visualize him going down July 3rd, because unless they're going to take the internet down right then, saying that they took it down or a cyber attack took it down that coincided with his offing, because they're not going to allow me to come up and do a video. They're not going to allow me to get on Facebook and tell everybody, see, it's his right eye, or see, World War III's coming. So I've been doing a lot of that already. And of course, I think when the electricity goes out, the grids go out, the internet goes out, that is when they'll come and get me. And that's just the way it is. And that was the 5-7. The upside down 5. And there's the backwards 7. Boom, boom. And he also pointed out that this looked like Trump laying down with the hair. That would be his nose up here, that his arms are kind of folded, that his knees are in the air, but that he's down on 5-7. So I don't know. I just can't think of who the guy is that came up with that. It wasn't Theology Ed, it was another cat. And of course, this is all about the Antichrist. Notice the sunburst, the sun god is going to be taking man to his final evolution, and that's what the uploading of the entities will be that we just showed y'all in the movie Venom. Clearly showing you that it's all about an uploading. That's why they're tying you to the technology. Man's final evolutionary state. That's what that's all about. Reaching godhood, which is what they showed you. Remember all the monoliths that popped up months ago? And that's what 2001 A Space Odyssey was about. And 2001 was when what? The twin Trumps went down. That's LOVE backwards. T love, Trump love. For Trump so loved the world that he gave his life. I think we're fixing to morph into a, well, there's the IMQ. Where are we at? 52. Boy, it does happen in a split second, doesn't it? IMQ. And there's the hearts. For to me, it's Valentine's Day. Somebody broke down what that meant. It's evolution. And also T-love. I don't know what the N would stand for with Trump love, though, if that's what it... And that's just my own stuff. NT love, Trump love. Of course, the black and white checkered flooring, which is their world, all about duality. Something to do with that heart enlightening the dragon, which gave power to the beast. That's the brain. I'm sorry. That's the heart. That's the brain. The dragon would be doing that to the Antichrist when the Antichrist gets that spirit of Satan spiritually rising from the pit, the bottomless pit. It's the spirit of Antichrist that the Donald would receive. There's the devil horns. And remember, Trump is here in his own name. Jesus said, I come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not. But if one shall come in his own name, him you will receive. A trump is a horn. The horn of Daniel 7 is the Antichrist. The North Tower, the second one to fall, had the horn on top of it, as does the One World Trade Center. And Trump Tower has 5 multiple addresses, 721 through 725, that perfectly match the passage from Daniel 7, describing the horn as the Antichrist, and also in Daniel 7:8, I believe it's 7:11 and 7:20, where it says a mouth speaking great things. And the last one, I think it's 7:20, says, and is more stout than his fellows. And of course, Trump is always more stout than anybody he's next to. And he is the Assyrian, he is the Roman. He has both bloodlines in him because they both of those Assyrian and Roman bloodlines settled in Germany, where the Drumpf name comes from. And Don Drumpf in gematria comes to 666. And when you key in SIX, SIX, SIX in gematria, you get Donald John Drumpf. And that was the family surname of Trump. So the Drumpf fulfills one prophecy, the 666 prophecy, and then the name changed to Trump to fulfill the other biblical prophecy of being here in his own name. So there is no doubt who the Antichrist is. And there is the evolution, I guess we would say, over to Obama. And maybe that's what the evolution is about also, along with man's final evolutionary state to godhood. Oh, this is got a pin in Oklahoma also. And we remember that. Oklahoma City. And so now we see the Trump hand signal with the Trump hair and the stag horns representing rebirth. And that is one of the most key, at 113, that's one of the most key photos concerning Trump, or excuse me, key slides of this cartoon in the entire video. Perfectly placed staghorn. And I mean, I just clicked accidentally to land right on it because I'm going to put it to you at regular speed and you're going to watch and see how fast that comes and goes. Watch how fast that staghorn comes and goes with Trump sitting there. Boom. Right at 1 second. $13. It pops on at 13. It is not there at 12. That's 12. 112. Still 112. Okay, it pops in at 112. At the very end of 112. And there's 113. And before 113 is over with, So literally a little bit of 112 and a little bit of 113. So we'll still call it a second. That's all it is from that angle with those stag horns over his head. But you can plainly see that's the Trump hand signal, how he always sits. See, that's the upside down pyramid, or the chalice, or the divine feminine. And that's the upside down pyramid at Trump Tower. And Trump Tower is 5 multiple addresses, 721 through 725. You notice it's 6 by 6 by 6 bushes. And the bush is also, just that word itself also stands for the female reproductive, you know, her bush, quote unquote. But that's how he always sits. He's always giving you the divine feminine, because that's who he is. He represents Lucifer. So Lucifer is the female transgendered version of Satan. So when you see Trump sitting there, an iPet goat, and we saw him previous with the staghorn, with the stag, which represents rebirthing, and you've got those staghorns in the movie Skyfall, that's what was on top of 007. Just like Trump's mom's from Scotland, Daniel Craig 007 in the movie Skyfall went back to his Scottish roots because his mom was Scottish. And there were staghorns. It was a big, gigantic stag at the pillar, at the road, at the driveway that began the property. And it said Skyfall, and it was 2 words, where the movie was 1 word. And so, again, with the buck moon that our friend was talking about, Michael, and when is the buck full moon? Oh, it's in late July. Yeah. So Trump exit, Trump exit, Trump exit. See the word exit there? That's because his exit is what all of this is all about. And notice it's all normal until you get to the buck, and somebody said then it gets really crazy, like normal, 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 crazy. Scrambled. That was the theories of last year. And by the way, Sarah for Sarasota. Jefferson Starship did a song called Sarah. Hall & Oates, Fleetwood Mac's Sarah. Starships, Sarah. Bob Dylan, Sarah. And of course, Sarah Smile was also named the same way as Sarasota, without the H. Sarah Smile, Hall & Oates. So all of those songs are without the H, which really puts a lot of emphasis on this Sarasota trip. Again, I see it in 2022, Valentine's Day, but you know, we have to be ready for now. We have to be ready for it going down now. And what is this right here? This is the eclipse. What is around an eclipse? They call it a corona. So as she is in the middle of the corona, which is what we're in the middle of right now, theoretically speaking, I'm just throwing stuff out there. My thoughts will always evolve as we go through from month to month. But it's been a while since I've given you an iPet goat. and it's good for me to go through it. So she's bummed out because he's gone down. And Lotus is all about rebirthing. And what did I tell you all this meant last time? Oh, Loose Change. The L and the C, Loose Change, an American Coup, was the quintessential documentary about the twin Trumps going down on that fateful day back in 2001. And Loose Change, an American Coup is the movie, is the documentary. Extremely well done documentary. That will always be what it means to me. That will always be what that LNC means to me. Whether I'm right or not, I have no clue. Your guess is every bit as good as mine. So there's a coin there, down there at the bottom, underneath Obama's foot. And here comes the lotus flower out of the apple. Trump was born in Queens. Is Queens considered the Big Apple? New York, the Big Apple. Why is New York nicknamed the Big Apple? It's a nickname for New York City. Not Manhattan, but New York City. Trump was born in Queens. Is Queens part of New York City?
Here is some information about Queens. Queens is a New York City borough on Long Island across the East River from Manhattan.
Queens is part of New York City, so Queens is part of the Big Apple. Now, this is the first time I've ever thought of that, but that could be what it means. The Big Apple is down. The man from the Big Apple is down. But lotus also represents rebirth, regeneration, just like the staghorns, just like the phoenix. And Obama sweating bullets is huge because he knows when he goes down, all HE double toothpicks is about to break out. Now, see, that's the dark winter. That's why I think it's going down in the wintertime. I don't think it's going down in the summertime. Psalm 23. Now, when he goes down, the American flag will be shredded. And we know that from the movie The Dark Knight Rises. It is during winter, and they show the American flag shredded. Now, he could go down, which could slowly kick off World War III through July, through August, through Septiembre. October, the movie No Time to Die comes out. October 8th. Oct 8. The 8th, 8, 88. We know that 88 is Trump in Gematria. And Back to the Future, you went 88 miles per hour. And the license tag came out the car and said, out of time. So we know when Trump took over, Time's Up was the name of a movement in 2017, the Time's Up movement. And of course, Trump and Hillary on the cover of Time magazine saying the end is, they were holding up a sign, smiling, saying the end is near. And that's in my pictures. And worth the look. I'll find it for you. I mean, so all the world's a stage, as you can see. So this is all taking place in the winter, again with the 12 midnight, which was also in the classroom at the beginning. So maybe it takes time. after his offing for the dark winter to come, if he goes down 2 days from now, which would just absolutely freak me out. Because in my mind, it's a long way off. It's Valentine's Day of 2022-ish, or that weekend before it. And you know that he's down because they're going to show you the twin Trumps coming down. Not about 2001. It's about it happening for real now with the actual person. And you're like, well, there's two of them. Well, one's a clone. They showed you that in the Star Wars movie, Palpatine, and they said cloning, dark science, the Siths. Secrets only the Siths knew. And we've shown you all that clip many times. I don't want this video to go on forever. So when he goes down, this is when World War III will begin. And again, who starts your wars? What are wars? They are created, not as organic as you may think, but they're all staged false flag operations. And just like he stood for the 2001 event, it's that same CIA staged theatrical situation that will be the 2021 or 2022 event. I don't think we'll get into 2023 without it happening. Now, you look at that moon there. But it's winter. See, it's snow. But where is it snowing? It's snowing right now in South America. You know the old expression, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so you can drink. Folks, it's always snowing somewhere in this world. So, and these people are upside down. They are backwards. We know we don't live on a spinning ball. Let's continue. But if that's a waning moon, as it's about to go dark, I really don't want to do this. Astrological phases of the moon, Astrodent. I haven't been to this place in a long time. Have I? Y'all remember those videos? Hang on, I'll find it for you. I'll tell you what's weird is I just popped this stuff up by accident, clicking around. If it's in Aries right now, do y'all see this chart? That's exactly what Trump's birth chart looked like. Remember, everything was on one half and it was this half. Watch this. Donald Trump's birth chart. This will blow your mind. Starting to freak me out a little bit. Y'all see it? There's his birth chart right there. Look at that. All shifted to the left. And right now, it's all shifted to the left. Wow. Now, that could be just a massive coincidence. anyway, if it's in Aries right now, it would be in Taurus in a few days. You get the new moon around. Yeah. So you're getting a new moon. So you are getting that. Yeah, that's exactly what you're looking at here. You're looking at the very end before you get to a new moon. Phases of the moon in pictures. I think this one's going to give us our best. So you see how it moves. Well, before you get to the new moon, and we're heading towards that new moon, because we were told it's in Aries right now. The moon's in Aries right now. It'll be in Taurus in a day or two. What is today? Today's Thursday. It'll be in Taurus Saturday. After that, it's Gemini, and then your new moon in Cancer. Gemini would be the dark side of the moon. Would be a like no moon. So that's theoretically sort of what the moon could look like. A sliver before it goes dark, and then you get, I think I'm right about that. Sorry, I'm spending too much time on that. Hurt not the oil and the wine. That's all I can really think of when I come across that. And so the waters during World War III are going to rise. New York City could be hit by a tsunami, through a nuclear blast. There's Babylon Canyon out there. We've always heard that they can nuke it underground and absolutely cover New York City with a flood. That they've shown you in the movie Independence Day, which is what is coming up. So theoretically speaking, we still could be in line with something happening here very soon. So what's Trump doing now? He's going through the rebirthing process. No matter when he goes down, we know that he goes through a metamorphosis. It's the phoenix rising from the ashes. The phoenix is about rebirth. The stag is about rebirth. The lotus is about rebirth. The Antichrist receives a deadly wound by the sword, but did live like Jesus Christ. He supposedly was dead, but is now alive. We know, though, that it's actually a clone that goes down with the twin Trumps or the twin towers. So he's connected to the technology, which is how everybody's going to reach godhood. But Trump's going to be selling it. Now, 2 billion people have to die before he returns from the dead in what is known as the abomination that causes desolation. And see, that's why I think it's Valentine's Day. But I could be totally off on that. Couldn't I? There's just no telling what those hearts are all about. Oh, it's no longer sped up, is it? Let's get it going. So he's connected to the technology because the ghost is in the machine, per the album by the Police titled Ghost in the Machine. And that's what artificial intelligence is. And I've shown you all the videos. It's on my main channel, on my playlist. Artificial intelligence is the ghost in the machine, MOTB, that stands for Mark of the Beast. And just like the video I just did about the movie, though I forget it. I forget the name of it, but I just did it. The word upload is in my head because there was a series on Netflix called Upload. But you see, he's emptied out of who he originally was. And now he's, like he said, he's going to return with no desire for women or anything like that. The Antichrist won't have any desire for women when he returns as the Antichrist. And of course, you've got your pharmaceuticals down there. So he's being programmed with the spirit of Satan. And the markets, of course, will crash when he goes down. And this rebirthing is taking place. Markets plunge. And then, of course, it also said war. Markets plunge. Let's slow it way down for us. Let's do just the opposite. Right eye darkened. Remember in Donnie Darko, Frank, who was the spirit of Satan in the movie Donnie Darko, had his right eye darkened, just like his right eye will be darkened. So it says markets plunge, and then it's going to say war. And there's the war. So World War III has begun after he goes down, not before. After the twin Trumps go down, we saw them go down. Now he's going through that rebirthing process, and they're showing you, and there's his right eye. See, he's all over the place here. By the way, see that 313? The 313th day is November 9th, which is the opposite of 9/11. And I showed y'all how 313 is coded, or I gave you the videos where A Winter to Remember shows 313 being coded in a lot of movies. And it's at the 313 mark where it looks like you get the nuclear blast. So, and you see his right eye there. Trump's mom's name was Mary. So, but again, there's the winter. And there's the nuclear blast. And there's the right eye again. So Trump is all over the place here. He's the kid getting programmed. He's this kid. He's the man in the boat. He's Bush. Now, these eyes are going to blink red and black. For red horse, black horse. Red horse, black horse. So let's show you that. Red horse. War. So he's taken off the bow. And red horse, his eyes are red. Black horse. Red horse, black horse. Red horse, black horse. So it's blinking red and black for the red horse and the black horse. So now you're really all in now, right? Now we're just like knee deep in World War III, which of course will kill 2 billion people. Now, during the year of the tiger, if he was to go down on July 3rd, here, the year of the tiger, looks like they're trying to put a stop to war. But see, I think he goes down in the year of the tiger, the Eye of the Tiger song. But I could be totally wrong. He could go down in October, No Time to Die. Remember, the movie, just think of the name of the movie, of the James Bond movie, No Time to Die, because he's not really dead. He goes into hiding. He goes into perdition. He will be running the show like Palpatine in the Star Wars. He was running the dark side empire the entire time, and everybody thought he was dead, but he was alive. So Angelina Jolie has that tiger tattooed on her back. She had a tiger on her back. Angelina Jolie is all about United Nations, so they're thinking that's kind of like what that is. But is this representing July 4th? This we know is representing the Day of the Dead. We've shown you that in back in the Trump Antichrist series, where 007 and is it Spectre or Skyfall, where he's at the Day of the Dead celebration in Mexico City, and there's a gigantic float that looks exactly like that. So we know that this represents his death. Now, is this 4th of July? Is this New Year's Eve? Or is it the October 31st Day of the Dead celebration? Because when we looked at my previous video, I showed you all of the Nick Saban Nick Saban popped up twice with the words that were used. It was the process and rat poison. Well, Nick Saban's birthday is October 31st, which is the 3-day Day of the Dead event. So I think we're going to have to add, by the way, this is the exact halfway point of the video. So we will be looking once again at Day of the Dead as being a huge, tremendous potential for him going down, which also coincides with the movie Donnie Darko, which also was about the month of October. So, I mean, I need to add that to the list, and I mean like now. And the North Tower went down at 10:28 a.m. and my second wife, that's her birthday, 10:28. So I'm going to put a slash and say Day of the Dead through, because Day of the Dead is the 31st through the 2nd. I think all of that area, and I'll put it down here, the 31st. Forgot about that. So I'm going to slide that in there on our dates, because this is the exact halfway point of the video. Exactly. Right here. Right there to right there. 343. That's the exact halfway point. Well, and you hear that bass drum. That's how the movie opens up. The dead are alive. So Trump will seemingly be dead, but he will be alive. And that's how the movie opens up. and we'll knock the sound off and take you through. They're at the Day of the Dead celebration. So I think that's when he goes down, because that's right in the middle of iPad. I just got through telling you I think he goes down on Valentine's Day, and now I just said I think he's going down. I don't know when he's going down. That's James Bond right there. So notice he's a skeleton. He's dead. He's dead, but he's alive. And this guy's going to walk by. That's who he's tracking. I don't know when he's going down, folks. Y'all got to help me out. So notice Bond is tracking this cat. Bond will be over here to your right. He is a skeleton. He is dead. Now, does this just mean that when he dies, it's the Day of the Dead? I mean, he could go down July 3rd. He could go down October 31st. He could go down on Valentine's Day. So that's the guy he's tracking. But he's a skeleton. He's dead. He is representing the Antichrist when he's dead. So, but you saw how it opened up with the Day of the Dead. And it's right in the middle of iPad Goat. If you double 3 minutes, 43 seconds, you're going to land on 727. 343 and a half. Because 3 plus 3.5 plus 3.5. Yeah. So we're wide open. We're running full speed again. And so to me, she's bummed out like the girl was bummed out when she dropped the apple, because Trump is down, or the Antichrist is down. And he's going through that transformation. But there's the heart again. And that's Trump again. He's being programmed by the ghost in the machine. And like I've said, you've got the Trinity of false prophet, Antichrist, and image that speaks. They're all Satan. And so one is speaking, Satan is speaking through the technology in the image that speaks. He is in the spirit, of course, of the Antichrist. He's taken over and we see the programming taking place, the uploading. And the false prophet could be a different type of possession without the technology, which would sort of have 3 different ways that Satan, it could be, I don't know, straight possession without the technology. I don't know. That was a speculation of mine a long time ago. Doesn't seem to hold a lot of water now. Y'all can figure it out for me. How they get that Trinity and the false prophet, beast out of the earth, beast out of the sea, which is the Antichrist, and then the image that speaks. How could they all 3 be Satan but different? There's the birthing canal, the archway. That's what the arches are for. The Arch of Triumph. Triumph and Trump are synonyms. It's always been about the birthing of Donald Trump, the Antichrist, all these archways. And there's Cali with the tongue, which Rolling Stones with the tongue. That's why you're not supposed to stick your tongue out. I know it's really popular for girls or women to stick their tongue out in pictures, to be sexy or sassy or whatever. So there's his 153 fish, I guess. The obelisk, again with the heart. I just don't know what all these hearts, those hearts might not have anything to do with Valentine's Day. They could mean something else. As I was saying in another video, or maybe it was my Bible study, the Whore of Babylon, Mystery Babylon, is the city where the Antichrist declares himself to be God. The abomination caused desolation. That's the land where Jesus roamed. And you know that because they call it the Great City, which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, where our Lord was crucified. That's Romans 11:8. And so they turn on the Great City and they destroy Mystery Babylon, where they destroy the whore and eat her flesh and all of that. And then they said that the whore is that great city. So why would they destroy that great city? Because that's where the 1,000-year millennial reign is going to be, and they want to destroy it. And that's all in Revelation 18, Revelation 19. I think it's 18 where they destroy the whore. And then it says the whore is that great city, which you go back to 11:8, and it says where our Lord was crucified. And of course, it's where the abomination that causes desolation is. And so why would they want to destroy it? Because that's the Holy Land. That's why they did the deed there, but then they want to destroy it because that's where the 1,000-year millennial reign will be. So if you know you're fixing to get the shaft, and I use the euphemism, like if you're about to be evicted and you know you're not going to be getting your money back in the deposit because the landlord already told you that the place is a mess, you're not getting your deposit back, wouldn't you just go ahead and trash it? Well, we wouldn't because we're sheep, but you know what I'm saying. Bad people, evil people. These are evil people running the world here, of course. Wouldn't you trash that city before Jesus came to restore it? And it says that God put it in their heart to destroy the whore. She might be representing the whore of Babylon here. I'm just not sure. The days are numbered. Some people have said it represents Rome. I'm just not sure. That lady's a mystery to me. Every bit of it is. So, and this is all about World War III and 2 billion people dying. And of course, the Antichrist is programmed. He's up and running. It's Day of the Dead, and it's winter time. And during the winter time is when he rises from the abyss. If we slow it way down for you, and I told you the abyss is in the North Pole, that's why Batman is the Illuminati's Antichrist, but all the villains are characteristics of God, like Jesus spoke in parables. You got the Riddler, but there's one called Mr. Freeze, and that's because the abyss is sealed in the middle of the circle of the earth, what people call the North Pole. And that's all about the abyss. And when you see Charlize Theron, Dior, when you see the Dior commercial, she comes up out of the abyss. As if to say she is that spirit of Satan. She is Lucifer, the female transgendered version of Satan, and she's going to climb out of the abyss. That's why Trump's all about the divine feminine, because it's all about Queen of Heaven, Queen of the Universe, Mystery Babylon. Satan is the female transgendered version. I mean, Lucifer is the female transgendered version of Satan. That's why you have all of the androgynous, you know, with David Bowie dressed as a woman, and Lady Gaga as a man, and Beyonce as a man. And you see her rising out of the abyss. This is when the abyss is opened. And that is what they call the North Pole, on top of the world, which we know it's not on top of the world. It's just in the center. But you get the idea, and all in gold. Everything's in gold, like Trump's penthouse is all in gold. So again, everything's about Trump. So rising spiritually with the one eye darkened. Boom. It's per Zechariah 11:17. His right eye, the idol shepherd, his right eye will be utterly darkened. And again, it's wintertime, which is why I think it's Valentine's Day or Day of the Dead, October. It's not really winter in late October, November, but they could make it winter that soon. And it shows it being a full moon. It is not a full moon in Halloween. Certainly not a full moon this coming July 3rd. Full moon calendar 2021.
Here's a summary from Inverse. Here are the dates of every full moon.
Well, I just had what I wanted, and it said more items. Good grief. I just wanted the simple list that we were looking at. So November 19th, December 18th. That's the big one. You know that's big on our list because that's when the impeachments started. And I've got December 18th. I was going to put the 18th on there based off what somebody told me, that the 18th was when Trump, the first impeachment began. But on the third day, he would rise. Damian Thorne is it the kid that played him? Is 18,666 days old and 2,666 weeks old. Wow. And that's right at the winter solstice. That's the darkest, or the 21st is the darkest day of the year. It's right there at the solstice. So that cold moon is big. That's a big date. In July, the buck moon, it's 23rd. And again, you've got the buck rabbit early on, back where the girl dropped the apple. That's more of a list that I'm looking for. Full moon calendar 2022.
Here is information from less than B greater than moon less than B greater than.
When you get into 2022, you got a full moon on the 16th, which is the birthday of The Weeknd, who performed, that's on a Wednesday this year, who performed at this past Illuminati Super Bowl halftime show. That's why I think he goes down on the 14th, on Valentine's with all those hearts, and he rises on the third day, just like it showed that kid rising through the full moon. That's my number one guess, is next Valentine's Day when he goes down. We'll be looking big time at the Day of the Dead at the end of October. And of course, we should be looking at July 3rd, 4th, 5th, Sirius, the dog star, and all of that. But that full moon, that's big for when we're talking about the 18th, 19th, 20th of December and Valentine's Day. Because that would, you know, be in that dark winter time also when he would go down. Sun god. Birthing, birth canal. There's lotus, rebirthing all over the water. Church is going to crumble just like the Notre Dame church did in France. Exact same way it fell. Sun god. Pyramids going down. All right. Now that logo for Heliofant, I've been told, could be about eclipses or Sirius, the dog star, with the sun. And if I were to look at, that's the one thing I have a hard time finding. Where is Sirius in astrology? Sirius in the sky, astrology.
According to less than B greater than astrology, less than B greater than king. Fixed star Sirius is of the nature of Jupiter and Mars. It gives honor, renown, wealth, ardor, faithfulness, devotion, passion, and resentment, and makes its natives custodians, curators, and guardians.
Where is Sirius in the sky? Sirius is the brightest star in the night sky, as seen from the Earth, and is visible from both hemispheres. It lies just 8.6 light years away from constellation Canis Major, the greater dog. Sirius conjunct the sun, 2021.
Here's a summary from when the curves line up. For 2021, under the best conditions, the star is first visible without optical help on August 11th for latitude 41.7 degrees north. Astronomer Jean Meus predicts that Sirius can be seen when the sun is 5 degrees below the horizon and Sirius is only 2 degrees up in the sky.
August 11th. See, that's why they call it the dog days of summer. Sirius in astrology is not super important unless you have the sun, moon, or personal planet conjunct this fixed. So if your birthday is July 6th or 7th, your sun is conjunct Sirius. See, that is the big moment spiritually, when tremendous, like in their world, a spiritual portal is opened when Sirius conjunct the sun. That is going to happen. Sirius, the dog star. Sirius in astrology matters the most to people born around July 6th. Well, that's my birthday. For our purposes, we need only to know that Sirius is said to convey the characteristics of Mars and Jupiter: warlike, rich, lucky, nice maybe, and to be fixed 14 degrees of Cancer. So if your birthday is the 6th or the 7th, your sun is conjunct Sirius, the dog star. The sages of the olden days would have deemed you to have a special destiny. You should probably have a companion wolf, or at least a dog totem, and you're in some interesting company. Sirius dog star peeps. Well, George Bush, I remember I had his birthday, and the Dalai Lama, and Nancy Reagan, and Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, big deal. Everybody famous has every single birthday you can imagine. So if the conjunction takes place on the 6th and he goes down on the 3rd, he would rise on the 3rd day, theoretically. Let's find out. What if it's the 5th this year? Because isn't that what's on Bush's eyebrow? The 5 and the 7? I'm going to try this one more time. Sirius conjunct Sun 2021.
Here's a summary from when the curves line up. For 2021, under the best conditions, the star is first visible without optical help on August 11th for latitude 41.7 degrees north. Astronomer Jean Meus predicts that Sirius can be seen when the sun is 5 degrees below the horizon and Sirius is only 2 degrees up in the sky.
Didn't answer the question. Twenty 2021, July 7th, 3 morning planets, crescent moon. Yeah, because it's a new moon. New moon in July 2021.
Here is information from calendar-12.com.
It's July 9th. So that crescent is the waxing or waning moon, I mean. And the new moon doesn't pop until the 9th. Okay. If it's in Taurus, golly, that doesn't make any sense to me. Well, it's in Aries. Yeah, it does. If it's in Aries now. Yeah, then it's a week from now. Okay. This is a lot of stuff, y'all. So it's that waxing or waning crescent moon. Wonder when the next Trump rally is after the 3rd. We cannot find out when Sirius conjunct Sun conjunction to Sirius on July 5th or 6th. The dog days of summer currently begin around June 25th and last until October 2nd, with the exact Sun conjunction to Sirius happening on July 5th or 6th. Well, we just got the reading. It was July 6th or 7th. They both encompass the 6th, though. That's my birthday. That's freaky. Sirius rises before the sun around August 7th in many locations on the August cross quarter. This is due to precision. By the way, I don't celebrate birthdays. That's pagan. You see why. It's all about, because Jesus was king, he got gifts. Because he was king, he got gifts, but they never celebrated his birthday after he was born. And they never celebrated anybody else's birthday in the Bible, ever. Like, hey, it's your birthday. Never. King Herod's they did, and that's when they cut off John the Baptist's head. That's all pagan birthdays. The Lord will call you out of it at some point. So, Day of the Dead, full moon. He rises up through a full moon. I don't know, folks. I'm not seeing the 3rd at this Sarasota event, anything happening, but you just never know. I feel like IPEC GOAT because I would tell you this. If there was a full moon around this 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, a full moon taking place when Sirius conjunct the sun, but that might be when the abomination that causes desolation is. Did I say full moon calendar 2022? Because I wonder what it is next year. First quarter, July 6th, the full moon next year. Now you have a super full moon on Trump's birthday in 2022. Which I said that would sure be fitting if that was the abomination that causes desolation day. But you don't get a full moon, on July 6th of next year either. It's July 13th. So anyway, I've wasted enough of your time if y'all have watched every bit of this. Love y'all very much. Help me out.